Alrighty. We are now on field for our second game. Regular field, not field X. It's going to be... I would like to say this will be an interesting one, but honestly it probably won't. Like, one team is not at field, and other teams don't have a really bad time. That's pretty much field. Then check, waiting to see if there's anyone in there. Nope. No one in there so far. I did pull one person over while the game was still changing maps, so it should be 20 versus 20. They might take a little moment to get over though. But the team seems to be even enough at the time being. No, they're pushing a lot of people inside of the tunnels. Heck of a lot of people. Imagine most of them will transition out into the field to try and kill off the harvester. I didn't know you to spectate the AGT, that sounds cool, also that's not very helpful. Yeah, that's a dead half. Holy shit, that's rough.
GDI Tiberium Refinery under attack.
Ooh, that's really rough. What is GDI actually doing? Did they have to like deal with people C4ing the refinery so they had to pull back, maybe? At least they got the harvester with rockets. That is some respite, but GDI's harvester is a lot more important to save than to kill theirs. Oh well, I suppose if you are going to lose a harvester, it's better to lose it early. That way you can get your second harvester out quicker. Let's see if Nord are paying attention to the second half. We are hearing airdrops though, which presumably means they're starting to get arty, so... I don't think it will survive. Unless if GDI seriously puts in repairs. Yep, one arty so far. No second though. It might actually live.
GDI infantry barracks.
Yeah, if GDI is able to secure the second half, that would be kinda huge. Because that means then GDI can quite comfortably get some early meds out. Early meds equals field control, and if they get decent field control, they can lock Nord in. Nord is stopping their harvester. That's a fair decision. They GDI still has a shit ton of rockets actually. Holy crap! Yeah, that's a lot. And Nord does not have the vehicles to push out. 2 RTs, 1 light tank.
GDI Tiberium Refinery under attack.
Yeah. Despite the sort of shaky start that GDI had, pretty much losing the harvester just as it came out of their base entrance, they're not doing too bad. There is a significant amount of shelling going on Nord's base entrance, and Nord does not have any repairs to push out. Like, they're done that base locked if they don't get just shit together. And I don't think just spamming light tanks and rolling out is going to be enough. It might be enough, but I don't know. Actually, no, it should be enough, unless if GDI starts rolling out meds now. These two moves, great for holding back arties. Still got some rocket soldiers around the place, but it's not going to be enough to stop the fast lights. 2 meds out, 3 meds with 1 more mode. Scary, scary. Alright, Nord is now rolling out with light tanks. And that's a decent amount of them. Focusing the meds, which is sensible. They really need to push out and kill off those moles though. Moles are super squishy, but they deal a lot of damage. Nord is doing okay so far. That I have the right idea. Might be a bit too late though.
GDI Tiberium silo under attack.
GDI Tiberium refinery.
Kills the Harvester. That's a fair play, I can respect that. Killing their third Harvester is pretty important. It delays them from restocking their vehicles. And Nord can probably pull out light tanks faster than GDI can restock on meds. Unless if GDI like donates or something like that. Or Nord could like roll out with RTs. Now that there's not too much on the field. I haven't been looking at tunnels so far. It looks like it is Nord control. It's a lot of people inside of here actually. 4 people. 5, 6. 6 people in tunnels. Having tunnels control is good, but you need to be able to transition that control into something. If you have field control, then you would be able to transition that into VP farming on like buildings, as well as denying their harvest as securing yours. So there is strategic merit in holding the field, but if you are holding the tunnels and you're not doing anything with the tunnels, then you're just kind of wasting resources there.
Non-Tiberium silo under attack.
Nord really aren't dedicating much at all to the field. Kind of surprising, honestly. Given how strong of a tanking vein they had for Forest. Like, I was expecting kind of a bit more. Yeah, GDI's now got a Mammoth tank out. Demanded Mammoth. Whistle is gonna need to be careful about EMPs. Still can die very easily against the firepower of 2 RTs and a good EMP.
GDI advanced guard tower under attack.
But if he does stay alive, then these RTs aren't gonna be staying alive for very long. And then the Nord will be well and truly base locked.
Non-Tiberium silo under attack.
GDI is also airstriking the front of Nord's base because they have field control and they can afford it. Well, that said, I haven't seen the Harvester for a little while. Did Whistle stop it? No, it's just taking its time. Fine. GDI is now pushing Nord back into the tunnels actually. Presumably that's mostly because of the Mobiuses now in here. So another useful thing about having field control is that you have economy, and when you have economy you can afford higher tier infantry, which makes holding tunnels so much easier. I mean, look at this. 2 Mobiuses already, and a Sydney. Oh, looks like they were trying to do a rocket rush. I don't know if they'll be able to survive.
Guard tower under attack.
Yeah, this isn't go anywhere. Killed off the Mobius. But are they able to transition this into anything more meaningful? Not by the looks of things.
Target down.
Even though they lost, what, 2, 3 Mobius in that engagement, GDI have field. They have the Harvester. They can replenish those Mobiuses. Nord, on the other hand, like, sure, rockets are cheap, but can they really afford to be doing that then? Team 2. There we are. Okay, this is looking a little bit more promising. 4 LCGs. That's a decent amount of lasers. Only concern is how they don't actually take over the field. Because while AT is really good for holding vehicles back, they kind of suck for taking the field without cover. Like, the most cover you'll find on this map is the silo, which is kind of shit for cover. Like, having LCG stand at the base entrance over here, you're just gonna splash the shit. I mean, suppose LCG will last longer than an RT will against the Mammoth. But you are going to need that sort of heavy firepower and vehicle support to actually take back the field. They also need to start killing off these hot wires. 3 of them on just a Mammoth and med, that's a lot of repairs. One Mammoth, 4 meds, that's a decent amount of firepower. With 5 repairs, yikes! That's a really strong tanking force. Lost 1 med though, but I imagine they'll get replaced fairly quickly. God, that's so many repairs. Not have been doing okay actually, holding back the tunnels. Credit to them. Did you guys seriously use... did not seriously use a cruise missile? Like, come on. That's the cruise missile. Okay, cruise missiles are great in public games because people don't notice. They're shit in PUGs because you have like 20 people in a single voice channel, right? It only takes one of those 20 people to realize there's a cruise missile coming, and then it's ineffective. Totally different scenario when you're on voice chat compared to public games. Just have to tap a second to put Walker back in his voice channel. They've now got a stealth tank. That's kind of cute, I guess. Not very useful, does. Well, can't really stealth on this map. Oh boy, there we go. You guys pushing in. They also managed to get an EMP off on the artist. That's kind of huge. Good damage on Han. Not enough firepower to stop these tanks. Commander Mammoth is still alive, somehow. And they're still rolling in. Not able to get any more pub on the hot hand, but... oh, there's a good amount of 50%. Do that then, hand dies.
Hand of Nod under attack.
Nod really needs to start looking into getting more field control. They can't just sit in base and just hope for something to arrive. They need to do something. Either rush or take field control. I would probably take field control. You could try rushing, though it is a lot riskier. There's nothing on the field currently, aside from just a single Sydney.
Advanced guard tower under attack.
GPI Tiberian silo under attack.
Of course, it is entirely possible that Nod is just kind of broke right now. But really, come on, guys. You need a light tank, 2 light tanks, and an arty just to show tunnels when the field is empty. Look, there isn't a single vehicle out here. I mean, sure, there's a fucking Sydney, but it's a single fucking Sydney, right? What is a single Sydney that'll be able to do against all of these vehicles? Like, sure, Sydney's not a pain in the ass to kill, but like, you have the numbers advantage by quite a bit, and still there's nothing on the field. Real legendary GA. Apparently he's really scary.
Tiberian silo under attack.
Come on, Nod. This guy has the right idea. Like, if you had all of those 3 light tanks out here with this other light tank, this med would be screwed. That med would be screwed. Mammoth may not be screwed, but it will be in a worse spot. Okay, now they're starting to move out.
GDI Tiberian
They are kind of low on
under
repairs though.
attack.
Only they lost a technician and the other technician's gone off to the silo. Suppose that's a fair choice, yeah. But, yeah.
Airstrike on route.
GDI is now lacking on repairs actually, only a single hotwire on the Mammoth. Ooh, that's a good airstrike. That's gonna be rough. And there goes all of the field then. Nord does have the tunnel though. There's that. Can they do anything about it though?
Tiberian silo under attack.
Barracks looks relatively open. They do have a mole in the base, but it is currently out of position. They are just sending random soldiers inside of the tunnels, but I think by the time Nord rockets reach over here,
Command of Nod under
then
attack.
it might be a bit too late. The only real threat would be this mole. But they aren't really camping it. They've got one person who's kind of camping it, but I don't think it's going to be enough if they decide to infantry rush. Unless that person stays over there, which would be a sensible choice.
GDI infantry barracks under
Oh,
attack.
speak of the devil. Good defense from GDI. Someone definitely spotted that and pulled out.
Opponents under attack.
This is kind of stupid, but it's also actually a really good idea. Just pulling a random fucking cam and killing off the harvester.
Airstrike en route.
It does help. It helps a lot. Probably a lot more than what the rest of Nord is doing. Credit where credit's due, I guess.
Command of Nod under attack.
Don't really know what you would do after killing the harvester though. Those chems can't really do too much on the field, but hey. It's already paid for itself.
Toasty, mate.
Looks like GDI is now locking down on tunnels as well. So another possibility, though admittedly a bit riskier, is to do an infantry rush through the tunnels down here onto the main field and then hit the weapons factory from over here. It's a lot riskier in the sense that if GDI has a lot of vehicles on the field there and you get spotted early, then you're just on that shelled shit moving down. But if you don't get spotted, then all of the modes will probably be out of position, and even if like these modes stay over here and they are in position to hit the infantry out front, you'll have a harder time curving the missiles down to splash all of the infantry, since there's a lot more open space to be around. Don't know if Nord will attempt that though.
Take a deep breath now.
GDI's really going hard on just shelling the tunnels. I mean,
Airstrike en route.
is a sensible choice, considering they don't actually have tunnel control at the current moment.
Hand of Nod under attack.
Yeah, by the looks of things, they don't actually have that many infantry birds just running into tunnels. Not just now wants to get more AT over here, just to EMP the vehicles like that. That was a good EMP.
Hand of Nod under
Any
attack.
kill? Any kill? Ooh. Kill or not?
Tiberian silo
Kind
under
of
attack.
was a mistake from GDI, probably to have pulled back there. The EMP did wear off, but... Oh, no disholding. No disholding. Though GDI still has the advantage with the autonomy, which is bleed into Nord's autonomy, as
Hand
Nord
of Nod
is
under
forced to
attack.
buy more and more vehicles and infantry to try and hold GDI back without any income.
Airstrike en route.
Nod airstrike under
Test strike
attack.
on the field from Nord. Bit of odd choice considering there's no vehicles over there, but perhaps lack of vision and intel. Okay, Nord is starting to get a little bit more field control. How many technicians do they have? 3 technicians. That is a reasonable amount for 3 arties. Yeah, Ravshaw and LCG up on the perch to lob an EMP, and they stand a pretty decent chance of pushing GDI back. Because GDI really does not seem to be committing many vehicles onto the field. Very much seems everyone is concerned about the status of the tunnels here. Tons of people just running inside, if not just with free infantry, just to keep people continuously scouting.
Take a deep
Airstrike.
GDI holds a firm veterancy advantage so far. But they haven't hit Elite yet, so Nord can still do something before Elite Mammoths start just wrecking
GDI
everything they have.
Tiberian silo under attack.
GDI Advanced Guard Tower under attack.
Airstrike en route. Nod obelisk under attack. GDI Tiberian silo.
GDI has
under
a lot of
attack.
repairs on their
Hand of
vehicles
Nod
still.
under attack.
Well, I say a lot, it is too hot wise. But yeah, it looks like GDI is getting ready to roll in. Lot of vehicles here, a lot of firepower. So Nord is getting quite a bit of infantry over on the field. One flame tank. flame tank will be useful in holding them back. But yeah, GDI is definitely positioning to try and push, and so it's a wise idea to try and push Death Force back. If Nod was feeling particularly brave, they could let GDI roll in with a buff, and then once all of their vehicles died, they will be able to push out. But that means you would have to have standby repairs inside of Horn, Refinery, and Obby, probably. That'd be a ballsy move. Clearly not going for that.
Airstrike en route.
I like on the map how you have the MO standing by the bar, as well as besides the weapons factory or down the tunnel. That was a decent airstrike. Commanders now trying to push in. Are they done buff? Are they done buff? No buff. They're doing it dry. But still managed to get some perma damage on the Hon. Don't know if they don't have enough VP or CP or what. If they had a buff, it probably would have died.
Hand of Nod under attack.
I would say just kind of disgusting. 4 hot wires for 2 tanks. Yeah, that's a really strong rep game.
Airstrike en route.
Even if these 2 vehicles aren't able to kill everything that Nord throws at them, Nord certainly won't be able to kill everything these 2 vehicles because of their repairs at the current moment. Come on, Jammy! Rocking them at Bartland.
Hand of Nod under attack.
But Nord is just going with the flames and the chems, just spamming them. Hot one on top of a mammoth now. Probably a bad idea to you'll just splash the ship, but then the core being on top of a vehicle, I suppose. Not pulling out a stealth tank. Stealth tanks probably aren't going to work on this map, it's just too small for it. Field depth is one story, but regular field, yeesh. The fuck was that? Trying to kill off GDI's harvester then.
Hand of Nod under attack.
Got that VP somehow, right? It's not a terrible choice to have a small amount of people try and kill off their harvester.
Airstrike en route.
Another airstrike on Nord. There really isn't very much inside of Nord's base at the current moment.
Hand of Nod
In terms of
under
vehicles.
attack.
They do have a lot of LCGs. Ooh, that's dangerous. 3 mammoth tanks, 3 meds, 1 moles. That's definitely enough to pop a building. If they all gather up and stay healed. I'm expecting to see a defensive buff once all of the vehicles gather up to deal with the EMPs.
Hand of Nod
GDI definitely has
under attack.
more than enough firepower here to pop a building. They can go in without an offensive buff. But they do need the defensive buff anti-EMP capabilities to roll in and actually get everyone in position to fire. Yeah, when you're amassing mammoth tanks like this, it's usually a bad idea to do defensive buff, because Your damage output is most likely going to be limited by the number of vehicles that can shoot at the building that you want to kill, as opposed to raw damage of each individual vehicle. So just having that defensive buff to get rid of EMPs so everyone's able to actually push in is usually quite a lot more useful than just raw damage.
Under attack.
Look at them, they're totally positioning for buff. They might be holding back a bit too much though. Yeah, well, the pretty decent time to buff. Actually, if they're able to get like an airstrike on them, then that would also be a pretty decent idea as well.
Under attack.
Because there's a lot of RT firepower here. Like 4 RTs and the flame tank, like that is a fair amount of Nord firepower as well, actually. GDI might be looking to lure some of Nord out first before rolling in. Where Nod's commander is.
Hand of Nod under attack.
Yeah, they are totally waiting for that flame tank to come out. Oh, that would have been the perfect time to pop it, but man, tanks were totally distracted then.
Airstrike en route.
Airstrike is on GDI's position, I believe. Looks like they might be just rolling in with what they have instead of waiting.
Hand of Nod under attack.
Ooh. Down offensive buff anyway. Question bow with just 2 mounts. Probably could have decided a bit earlier. But they might get some. Nah, they're not that clever with just 2 mounts. Little bit of indecision from GDI there. Should have done with a buff earlier if you were going to commit to it, or just not buff and pull out and retain field control and then wait for another opportunity. Regardless though, let's see if Nord is gonna take this opportunity to take field.
Airstrike.
Yeah. Not by the looks of things. I like this idea. Having an airstrike on the front of Nord's base to try and push back any vehicles looking to take field control. Sadly, doesn't really do much because Nord isn't really taking back field control at all, but I respect the idea. Alright, it's fairly clear by lots of things. Nord is not going to be able to get anything achieved on the field. It seems like the Nord win scenario is to do an infantry rush and try and kill a building that way. Somehow. And the GDI win condition is either to hit heroic or elite and then roll in, or just to, well, roll in with defensive or offensive buff and pop one of the buildings. Nord, GDI is going to have a much easier time than Nord is.
Hand of Nod under attack.
Nuclear strike imminent.
Airstrike en route. Non-Tiberium refinery under attack.
Classic field. One team depth the field, the other team has a really bad time. Honestly though, like 4 RTs, 3 technicians,
Under attack.
they should be able to push this back if they wanted to. Like if Darties actually played a bit more aggressively to kill off their hot wires, Nord has what it takes to go push this back and then to take field control. I mean, the biggest like concern would be probably that Sydney throwing out an EMP over the perch.
GDI infantry barracks under attack.
Don't look like that, but slightly less obvious. Does the job though, I suppose. Be like, holy shit, Nord have a lot of repairs here. They could totally push this back if they gathered up the firepower instead of just hanging back and getting the occasional splash damage. Feel like I appreciate that Nord doesn't actually have much of autonomy, so they can't afford to waste vehicles, but like, you'll never gonna push them back if you're relying only on splash damage to hold GDO back. 3 mammoths, 2 meds, 1 pit tank. Again, the sizable tank force and a lot of firepower.
Camp of Nod under attack. Airstrike en route.
That's a fair airstrike.
Nod obelisk under
Would be a
attack.
good time to push you with that airstrike, but they might not have the CP for a buff yet. Oh, looks like they're pushing in. Are they done buff? Or they're gonna be dry? They did try it dry, but you see, this is what I meant by the whole defensive buff being super important. 2 mammoth tanks getting stuck there, they couldn't push in. That's probably more than half of their actual firepower there, just gone instantly because they couldn't actually get inside. Yikes.
Evacuate target area.
Nord now pushing out with lasers galore. Holy shit.
Ion cannon beacon design.
Now, are they gonna actually stay on the field? Or are they going to just run back and then develop? 1 person. 2. Come on, Nord. This is a great opportunity. You've got a flame tank already out the front. No repairs on it, but nope. Nord is not committing to it.
Hand of Nod under attack.
To be fair to Nord, it is really hard to push out of their base entrance, because this entire stretch of land
under attack.
has no cover to utilize whatsoever. The only bit of cover they can use is at the end of the silo, which is kind of shit for cover. So it's kind of like taking a leap of faith, really. From the north base entrance over to silo, try and take cover around silo, make sure you kill off any vehicles pushing out, and then slowly try and box GDI in. If you're not going to take that leap of faith, or if you don't have enough repairs to sustain it from base entrance to silo, then you're kind of in a shitty spot.
Under attack.
Non-Tiberium silo under attack. Hand of Nard under attack.
GDI calculator refinery under attack.
GDI Tiberium silo under
Yeah, with the amount of
attack.
people just running tunnels and the vehicles just ready to shell,
Airstrike on route.
I'm not convinced that infantry is a good idea. At least not a good idea through the conventional routes.
Hand of Nard under
Still
attack.
think they could probably pull something off going through tunnels onto field.
Airstrike en route.
But all it is, very slowly, just bleeding out right now as GDI gets more and more veterans.
GDI infantry barracks under attack.
Oh, that's the infantry rush. Are they gonna prove me wrong? Is it the commentator's curse? Go on, kill it. Oh, that's rough. That's a lot of bump damage. That would definitely keep GDI on their toes.
Hand of Nod under attack.
I do wonder what happened to the moles over here. Did they just simply pop the moles before hitting the bar? So that would be a smart choice. It would be really unfortunate if the moles decide to just go off into the field and then that rush immediately happens. Alright, yeah, that was a good play. Hot wire just AFK inside the bar. Bit lame, but is probably the most sensible idea to ensure your victory. Because, yeah, the bar is definitely the most important building that GDI has, and it is nearly dead.
Airstrike en route.
I must say, I am actually thoroughly impressed with how well Nord is keeping control over tunnels. Like, they're doing good. I mean, well, they're doing good considering they don't actually have a hub stuff. It is still very much back and forth at this point.
Non-Tiberium silo under attack. Non-Tiberium silo under attack. Hand of Nod under attack.
So, AT infantry of Nord is really doing some work, pushing TDI back. Just the EMPs continuously stopping mammoth tanks from actually being able to get in position to hammer the enemy vehicles.
Non-Tiberium refinery under attack. GDI.
I'm a little bit surprised that
silo
we don't
under
actually have any
attack.
modes around just splashing all the infantry. We did have quite a few modes near the start and mid sections of the game, like 2 or 3 on the field at all times, if not just to hammer the horn for VP. Might be the case that GDI is now a bit paranoid over the tunnels actually. Oh boy, that's what's happening. But Nord does still have tunnels though. They can infantry rush, but that'll be rough. Like, honestly, I think the best thing they could probably do is rush through field.
GDI advanced guard tower under attack.
Yeah. The infantry tunnels are infested.
GDI
Okay, it's right.
advanced guard tower
GDI
under
is not
attack.
pushing field at all at this point. And there's a fucking flame tank and a Ravager holding the entirety of GDI in their base. RD's way in the fuck back, super far from the front. Just relying only on splash damage. Like, come on guys. You should totally push up over here and start hammering the tanks from mid-range and then start hammering the weapons factory. Punish GDI for divvying up the field. That's a lot of lightning. Yeah, looks like they tried to rush through the effort side. No dice.
GDI advanced guard tower under attack.
Yeah, Nord has a shit ton of infantry in here.
Non-Tiberium silo under
Looks
attack.
like Nord is now looking to kill off the barracks. No spot so far. There's already more in position though.
Non-Tiberium silo under attack.
GDI infantry barracks under attack.
That's doing net positive damage. Have they done dead to kill? Ooh, there we are.
Destroyed.
Slow burn. But somehow Nord is making it work.
Tiberium silo under attack.
Might be a little bit weird, but I think GDI might need to transition to more meds over mammoths. But while mammoth tanks do deal a shit ton of damage, not thus far has not really been pulling that many vehicles. It's only been a couple arties. Currently got 2 light tanks out of position, but medium tanks can easily deal with that. Now GDI's on the back foot. But not have no repairs at all. Yeah, if GDI felt like it, they could probably push all of these vehicles back. Don't know if they'll be able to keep them alive, though. So after you've got a couple of options in this sort of base locking scenario. You either A, get infantry on the push and then snipe off the arties, because the arties are super squishy but they deal a lot of damage. Kind of like that thing Rocket Soldier's doing with this arty over here. So they aren't getting any repairs, right? So they are very much just free vehicle picks. Option 2, mass med then push out. Maybe with defensive buff if need be. Some kind of sloppy driving over there. When you're tanking, do try and stay parallel to the rest of your vehicles, so that way you don't block your allies. GS now pushing out with meds. They don't have many repairs, but they are pushing not back because they don't have any repairs. And light medium tanks are kind of tougher than light tanks are.
Non-Tiberium silo under attack.
GDI advanced guard tower under attack.
And that's the field cleared again. Don't know if Nord actually managed to get a half dump from that. They may have gotten one, maybe.
GDI Tiberium refinery under attack.
Like, something possibly ballsy they should try doing is do an APC rush to around the bunker over here with rockets, and then just shelling the hand with everything they have. Don't necessarily have to sustain total field control to hold not back, you just need to have enough to make sure they can't push out.
GDI Tiberium refinery under attack.
Not just setting a fair amount of vehicle. Not very many repairs. Only 2 repairs. Ooh, that was a hot wire. Yep, solid death right from Nod. Killing off the commander and the mouth tank. GDI is starting to really lack on repairs now that they're barred on. Though, that said, they are still holding Nod relatively back. Back enough at least to keep the harvester relatively safe anyway. Oh yeah, they don't actually have a bar, so cruise missiles are back on the menu.
GDI Tiberian silo under attack.
Veterancy advantage is now on Nod, with slight play advantage because we lost Joe a couple of minutes ago.
Airstrike en route.
Alright, I've just pulled one player from Weekend Reserve to join GDI. Since there are already 2 players down, shouldn't massively affect the balance. On the whole, we do try and avoid pulling players into the game
GDI weapons
while a match is still ongoing, just so we can't accidentally pull in a really good sniper or something and then completely screw over infantry balance. But if the team is 2 players down, I am willing to make an exception in those circumstances. Provided they aren't a game-breaking or balance-breaking player. And it looks like I've disconnected, which kinda sucks. Well, please stand by, we have technical difficulties. Alrighty, let's step back into it.
Nano tank ready.
There we are.
GPI Tiberium silo under attack.
Alrighty. Looks like despite losing the bars, GDI is doing very well on the field, deathing a lot of vehicles. Oh, looks like Not's going to do another infantry rush. Oh wow. Whistle just did a lot of damage. I believe that was probably that rush. Whistle heroic with 15 vehicle kills. Doing solid work. Oh wow, they actually kill off the hand. Shit, ended up missing that because I was sorting out admin stuff for the bug. Oh well. But yeah, GDI is now back in it. Nord has been relying heavily on their AT infantry to keep GDI at bay. So this might actually be a bit of a turning point. I wonder how GDI killed it. Vehicles, perhaps? They did have a lot of vehicles out there, along with the tit tank as well, which I don't see around anymore. Wow. Looks like Nord's tunnel presence has almost gone entirely. Must admit, that is a little bit surprising, because I was expecting, actually this, just chemtrooper spam inside the tunnels.
Take a deep breath.
Wow, that is a lot of engineer reps. I must admit, I'm quite impressed that GDI is actually still getting, like, what was that, 5 engineers to repair? Because repairing other fucking engineers sucks ass. But it is a lot better than nothing. And having 5 people do it, like, that's still a significant amount of reps. I would kind of like to see both teams try and use the airstrike roundabout now, because that's a massive tank mass just waiting to be airstriked with a lot of vulnerable engineers that can't really take too much damage. And likewise on Nod, we've got a bunch of vehicles just stuck all together here. Badass Cookie still trying to steal off the harvester. So GDI's win position now is just kind of get enough tanks and then defensive buff and roll in and kill off probably the refinery. Maybe Obby if they're not paying attention. I don't know what the plan is for Nod, because they have sort of lost the majority of their field control, tunnel control even. Though they are holding it relatively well with chem troopers. But the targets available for Nod is pretty much only the AGT at this point. Hit AGT from here, it's currently being shelter shipped by a MOS. They could also try and hit the weapons factory or refinery from this tunnel here, but you would need to extend way further out, like way further out over here in order to hit the weapons factory, right? So you're completely exposed. And with these two MOS, I think infantry path is a no-go. But I did say that last time, and they nearly killed off the bar, and then the other time they actually did kill it off, so what the hell do I know? The front of GDI's base is wide open, minus the occasional tank that pops out. So that would be a decent play to do. Though not a lot of people seem to think about diverting between infantry path and regular field, especially when it comes to rushes, at the very least. Very much just a case of, oh, we're down to infantry rush, it has to be through the infantry path, or oh, we're down to APC rush with rockets, and it has to be on the vehicle path. When it is actually feasible to switch in between the two to catch your enemies off guard. I actually include that inside of the commanding guide on the forums. But yeah, GDI now has 3 heroics. That's a lot of damage. No, it does have their own heroic, but don't know if it's gonna be enough. Whew, that's a lot of firepower. And you didn't see that. Oh wow, we've actually got an anti-infantry Humvee. I wonder who that is. I don't normally see people pull Humvees for anti-infantry. I know I usually do, and I've seen like Havoc and 20 also pull it, but it is something that does take quite a lot of tanking skill, because literally everything will kill you. so it's quite hard to get decent value out of it if you don't know what you're doing.
Airstrike en route.
Not trying to pull out a tank. Yeah, that's not gonna work. Not with 4 mammoth tanks at your front. Good airstrike, I think. Okay, it's angled a little bit poorly, but it's still hitting one of the mouths. One of the heroic mouths. That's decent damage. That is a lot of firepower. Though, admittedly, they are all kind of low, minus 2 of the mouth tanks. 1 heroic mouth down, that's an important kill. That's a pretty good airstrike as well. Defensive buff, they're rolling in. 3 mount tanks, a lot of heals as well. Hitting Obby, are they going to switch target? Obby's being repaired, they are switching target to refinery. It's doing a lot of damage, 31% perma damage. They're able to kill it though, they're losing a lot of forces. Doesn't seem they're able to get the kill, but that is a perma break, an armor break even, with a bit of perma damage. That is going to give GDI a lot of veterancy. There we are, 5 heroics now. 5 against 3. GDI does have the veterancy advantage, and they do have the weapons factory, which deals really well with veterancy, with the vehicles that GDI can pull out. Though they have just lost Majestic Sausage. And they've just lost Mystic.
Advanced guard tower under attack.
Which I hope is just... Okay, sure, it was just trash or disnet. Fine. Whew. Don't know if Mystic will be returning, but at least they do have Majestic Sausage, which is an important deal because he's heroic. They need all of the heroics they can afford. What is GDI up to? They're just gathering vehicles inside of the base at the current moment. Questionable decision. I can sort of understand it. It is kind of difficult to sustain vehicles out on the field though. Gathering a tank mass in base is not the worst idea.
GPI Tiberium Silo under attack.
Let's hope that GDI is able to make enough progress on the field and push back the arties, otherwise they're just going to shell the shit out of range. Having a heroic doesn't mean anything if you can't actually hit your target. One man's down. Heroics are now equal. Seems like Majestic Sausage have just netted it in. Unfortunate.
Non-Tiberium Silo under attack.
Yeah, the mammoth tanks are just getting shelled to shit as they slowly move their way across the field. Do have a couple of meds on the field though, able to get decently far through the field enough to shell at the front of North Base.
Non-Tiberium Silo under attack.
Seems like the mammoth tank pushed a bit too early. But in this sort of situation whereby we've got meds already shelling the front of North Base, GDI can now push in mammoths because the RD shouldn't be able to shell them too easily. Does look like Nod still has some tunnel control. But then, without switching over to like infantry path to field, I don't think they're going to be able to achieve anything. Not without the horn. Not with these moles around the place. Oh wow, Nod now has the veterancy advantage. With 6 heroics against 5. Seems like killing off the harvester has been paying off.
Under attack.
GDI did lose like 2 or 3 harvesters while they were still gathering vehicles, and they did lose a lot of mammoth tanks. Mammoth tanks are great, but they do give a lot of VP. And GDI still is a player down, unfortunately. Looks like they've lost Mystic. That is unfortunate. No one is inside of waiting on reserves, unfortunately, so there's no one to pull in for GDI. So they're just gonna have to play with 2 down, sadly. So I don't think it's too unbalanced with just 2 players down. GDI is still doing very well on the field. And they are keeping all of the potential openings sufficiently covered in the tunnel. They aren't covering the base run, but again, not many people would think of that strategy. I don't know if there's anyone currently on Nod who can think of that strategy and pull it off. And once again, we've got lone flame trooper killing off the harvester completely unnoticed. I mean, yeah, it is kind of silly just having random infantry just on the field, not really being able to do all too much, but they are killing off the harvester, and that is adding up. Oh, there's a lot of firepower out here for GTI. But it doesn't seem like they're able to sustain the vehicles for long enough. Once then, not having those advanced repairs being really a big problem for sustaining Mammoth. Oh, that said, Nord can't really get out to their base at the current moment. They do have 2 stealth tanks. 2 heroic stealth tanks can do damage. They can kill a building. Though, I don't think they'll be able to get out very easily. There's a lot of vehicles out on the front. Seven and then 6 heroics. We've got Amos just slamming rockets at the hand of Nod, but the hand of Nod's kind of dead. It's just firing to there, okay. Probably could do a bit more work by just shooting the tanks, you know, but well, you do you. Nord does have the veterancy advantage at the current moment, but I just don't see the win condition, really. It has to be through an infantry rush, but GDI is just doing such a great job covering all of the infantry options. I mean, look at this. Look at this! You're not gonna be able to do shit with infantry. 4 players on just shelling the infantry power. Like, they have a massive commitment considering you're at 18 players against, what, 19 now. But it does kind of mean GDI can't really lose as far as I can see at the current moment. Surely they'd all be thinking that, hey, we can kill their harvester quite easily, why not just do a rocket rush over there, right? All GDI needs to do is wait for Nord to get sloppy with the amount of pressure they're putting on the field, roll in vehicles and then kill a building. Because these mammoth tanks aren't dying very quickly. Starting to get some work on this one. We do have Commander AP trying to do anti-infantry. Seems to be doing a little bit of work. On the whole, APVs are just kind of trap for anti-infantry purposes because their main weapon is super inaccurate. You're usually just better off getting a Humvee.
Airstrike en route.
All of that firepower, and the rocket soldier is still on 65%. Nord is now pushing vehicles. Let's see if they're going to be able to sustain the push.
GDI Tiberian silo under attack.
Yeah, those.
Airstrike on
A lot of GDI firepower actually. They're looked after then. And now Nord has 2 stealth tanks on the field. Let's see if they're going to sit tight or if they're going to play aggressively. One of them is trying to play aggressively, killing off another mammoth tank. The other one's trying to sneak about. Yeah, it looks like GDI is starting to stand for stealth tank a little. Still not shooting the right places, it's all very much focused on their side of the field. Yeah, it's been spotted. And that's all of the stealth tanks on. Yeah, generally when you're rolling out stealth tanks, you either want to like fully commit to playing aggressively with them, picking up vehicles when you can, or have everyone just stay put and sneak about. It only takes one person to throw the enemy team into full alert and panic mode for standing.
Non-Tiberian silo under attack.
credit where credit's due. This has been a much more interesting field game than,
Silo under attack.
well, most field games have been.
GDI Tiberium Refinery under attack.
Jammy has 100 deaths. Let's see this. Jammy. Yep, 100 deaths, 66 kills. Finally got Mo shooting the puck. I should keep Nod's rocket soldiers back a little. Oh boy, that's a lot of rocket soldiers. Looks like they're finally done be committing rockets over the field. Don't know if they'll be able to sustain rockets on the field if they don't be doing it straight up like that. Oh hell, Real Legendary J. He is on GDI. Yeah, so he could actually place an ion. That is interesting. That is an opportunity if GDI could try and do something. Ooh, looks like he's got a rocket rush incoming from Nod. Defensive buff, that is smart. Let's see if they're able to do some damage. Double buff with offensive. They're now hitting AGT. A lot of them are hitting AGT. They're doing perma damage. Good amount of damage, but GDI has got a lot of vehicles. But it's not going to be enough. AGT goes down. That's surprising. Weapons Factory is now taking perma. That's a shit ton of damage. But they're still being shelled hell. Wow. It would appear that Nod just hit critical amounts of rockets, and by using double buff, they're able to do enough damage and stay alive long enough to their building kill. Well done, Nod. The caveat to this is that they did kill off the AGT, which largely can't do very much at this stage of the game. I mean, sure, they could run more infantry just randomly into their base, but, well, we still do have vehicles here shelling the tunnels. So, only just one vehicle at the current stage. Barracks tunnel is completely empty at the current moment.
Airstrike on route.
Looks like they're going to try and do a push in with these 4 meds, I guess. Commander is not in position though. Commander isn't around any of them actually. That's a lot of firepower. But they're pushing in. If they're don't be iron, the SBH is not in position. They have defense buff, that's double buff. They're now hitting Obby. They're doing good perma on Obby. But there's still a lot of tanks stopping them. Is it done be enough? It is not being enough. That last heroic mammoth tank doing so much damage. They're popping off over 25% of Obby's HP in one volley. Wow. So, even blows, both sides. GDI losing Bar and AGT, and not loses Hon and Obby. Well, yeah, say what you want, this has been pretty even. Wow. And the SBH has not been revealed yet. Questionable decision. Might have been able to get a little bit more damage if they planted an iron first before rushing in. But well, they should always just save it for next time. Nord now has 2 stealth tanks on the field, combined with a light tank. Doesn't appear like they're going to be playing the sneaky game, they're just going to use the stealth tank to hold the field, which is a reasonable decision. Heroic stealth tanks do a shit ton of damage, and they are heavy armor, so they do take less damage from bullets. They are relatively low on HP though, so you still need to be careful with them. But GDI is firmly locked in base at the current moment. 3 stealth tanks at the front, 2 arties in the back, with a couple random rocket soldiers around. Decent amount of firepower. Tunnels are still contested. Jeremy's still doing his best with McFarland, but not enough by the looks of things. Clumsily placing a nuke. Don't know if that's real or fake. Ooh, Commander Rocket Soldier. Side of the refinery. That's why they're not, GI's not pushing out.
GDI weapons factory under
Ooh,
attack.
weapons is going down. Weapons is dead. Wow.
Destroyed.
GDI not pushing, not far back enough by the looks of things. Being able to snipe the weapons factory off with what appears to be a rocket soldier and an arty. Yeah, it's only refinery left. I think this might be GG.
GDI Tiberium refinery under attack.
Nod Tiberium refinery under attack.
Oh wow, that's still a mammoth tank. I was gonna say. Yikes.
Refinery
GG.
destroyed.
That was pretty even. That was pretty even. Well played to both teams.